anyways, what they want you to do on this question, for example 3, is they want you to order the diagonal lengths. So they gave you a bunch of diagonal lengths in centimeters. They want you to order them from least to greatest without a calculator. Okay, and it's hard to read them, but you have a 4 times by a 13 to the power of 1/2. Then you have an 8 square root 3. Then you have a 14. Then you have a square root of 202. And then you have a 10 square root 2. It's really hard to order items when they're mixes of radicals, exponents, or they're mixed radicals, right? Like 10 square root 2, and let's go with like 3 square root 5. I'd have a hard time figuring out which one's bigger or smaller without using a calculator. But if you can get them all in the same form, then it's easier. So if we can get all of these to be entire radicals, then it's easy to think, would the square root of like 200 be greater than or less than the square root of 100? Well, you know that the higher number is going to have a higher square root. So we're going to try to get them all as entire radicals. So this guy right here, we haven't dealt with this since last year. If you have a power of 1/2, what does that actually mean? Square root. Good. Power of 1/3 means cube root. Power of 1/4 means fourth root. What's the power of 3/4? It's a fourth root, but there's also a cube somewhere in there. If you're not sure, I'll show it to you like this. If you have any number, the power of a numerator over a denominator, so if you want to write this on your formula sheet, you can. Which one of those becomes your index, the numerator or the denominator? The denominator becomes your index. Good. So that becomes your index of your radical, and then your number can have the numerator here. That's the most common way of writing it. However, it is also the same as this. And you could put that power on the outside, but that's not the most common way to write it. But that might be a more common way for you to evaluate it if you had to. Okay, so here on this one, only the 13 has a power of 1/2. So the reason why the 1 doesn't have to show up is because the 13 would get put to the power of 1, right? From our little formula on the side. So it's just the square root of 13, but we have a 4 in front. So 4 square root 13. This is not an entire radical. We're going to put the 4 underneath. When you put the 4 underneath, you have to square it. So 4 times by 4 is 16. 16 times by 13 is, does anybody have that one? 208. Good. All right, 8 square root 3. You put that one under and square it, so you'd have the square root of 64 times 3. What does that one end up being? Do I have that one? 190. I had 192. Yeah. This one, though, this one's interesting. This is a 14 getting times by square root what? Not 0. Because if it was 0, then it'd be 14 times 0 and you get nothing, which is not worth 14. But you're right, it's a 1. So this is actually kind of a hidden square root 1, because square root 1 is 1, and you don't have to show it because it's 14 times 1. But now you can see how I can make this an entire radical by putting it underneath and squaring it, or I could just put it under as 196 to figure that out, okay? Because I square 14. Okay, this one's already done for you, and do the last one on your own, and then take a look and make sure that you got what I got. Okay, they want them from least to greatest. What's the first one that should go on our list? The least. What's the smallest? Square root of 208, square root of 192, square root of 196, square root of 202, or square root of 200? 192, right? But when you put them in order, you need to put them back in to the form they were in. So that one goes first. Then what number is going to go next on my list? 14 would go next because it's the square root of 196. Which one would go next? 10 square root 2 because it would be the 200. Then you put the 202, well, it was already the square root of 202. And then the last one is 208. Oh, but it's not 208. It's 4 times by 13 to the power of 1/2. So I have to write it back in its original form.